cut. Take 222. It's 100 degrees outside. Yo, what's going on, my print peeps? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name is Dave with DiverseCity Print, and literally it's 100 degrees out here. But I'm in the bottom of the shop right now on the first floor. But I wanted to start down here because I wanted you guys to see the condition of this box. Even though you can't do nothing about it, I can't do nothing about it anymore. And this has been sitting down here, and it's horrible. So I don't want any spiders, and I know I can't keep bugs from up there, but I definitely don't want to bring any voluntarily or involuntarily. Let me just take you guys off here and show you. This is how it arrived at my doorstep, y'all. Like, they actually had to put tape like after the fact. Like, this is not, I doubt this is from the manufacturer where it got sent from, but it's got one band here that was just tore up that end of the box. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's take this thing apart and see what we got. Alright, let's bring this box up here. Sheesh. We already got a little Spidey. Alright, put these off. Wow. So it was supposed to look nice, like the stand I got for the Epson F570. That one was packaged well. It was nice and rigid boxing material, but this is very flimsy packaging. But whatever. This is what I was hoping. This is what I was hoping I wouldn't lose. So luckily, that was in there. All the screws and the wrenches. This one almost came out. All right. So it looks like the packaging was good intention. Here's another Spidey-Man. The packaging was good intention, but the box was just horrible. So anyway, it's hot. I'm gonna start hallucinating. I'm gonna start talking a lot. So feel free to fast forward if I start veering into left field. All right, so that is it. Let's go in and recycle. Should I do it out here? Since I'm already out here, I guess I could. So let me get everything situated, and we'll do step by step as quick as possible. Those over there are the base beams, apparently, because it's from the base. It's what everything sits onto, I guess. All right, and then these are the side beams here with all the holes up and down. So we're going to take a base beam. There's two holes here. And we're going to take this side beam, and we're going to put all the holes on the top and these holes on the bottom here. Alright? And then we're going to attach it to this. And I'm going to lay it down because that's going to be a whole lot easier. Alright. So we got one fixed up, and we're going to do second one the same way. We'll put these holes up here. And that's some slippery powder coat. And we're going to do the same exact thing to this side. Okay, So I've tightened them down as best as I could. Alright, so now those are done. Alright, so if you get this stand, I have a 24-inch GCC brand, so overseas brand, the yellow one. It's a 24-inch, the LX, I can't remember what it was. But don't bypass the instructions because I just had to redo it. I didn't pay attention to the bold lettering and the actual picture diagram. So this is going to be the right side. One of the wheels has a lock and the other one is freewheeling. So this is going to be on the right side where the lock is in the front and those holes face the inside. And then this one's going to be on the left with the holes facing in, and you have the lock right here on this, going to be on the front. Alright, so next is putting in the, I guess the stand beam is what they're calling it. So it's going to go in the middle and in the same holes on either side. So I guess it's vice versa. You can put it any way you want to. There is no up and down. You have some like lines on this one. It's not scarring, but it's what do you call it when you score? So I'm going to put the smooth side facing the front. Alright, and they all use the same bolts. We're going to put 3 of them on this side, and then we'll get back to you when it's time for the next side. So all I'm going to do is, to make this easier, is lay this flat, turn this, and then we'll put in the bolts. If you have a piece of wood or something, you probably can use that. Alright, so I'm going to use a squeegee. That's perfect. Now when I used the squeegee to put the first one in, I put this first bolt on the bottom and I tightened it probably about 90-95% all the way in, and then I kind of stood it up on its side, and that screw, or that screw kind of held this in place, and it was a lot easier to do the next 2 on this side with the hex wrench. And it's pretty cool that they give you the ball hex wrench. It's a lot easier to do it at angles than just straight up and down. So that's, I love that they included that type of ball hex. So the next step would be to put the cutter on and bolt it from the bottom, but we're going to wait to do that last. And as we put these parts on, we'll see if it interferes with these holes. If they do, then we'll put the cutter on. But we're going to put the roller supports on. So this is the right. This has an R for right. That has an L for left. And so since this is the front, we're looking at it this way. That means this is right, and this should go on here like this. Alright, now just in case you're wondering, all these different hole configurations, like which one does it go, the instructions does have a picture diagram, but it's just so dark and grainy that you can't really see which holes it's using. But I believe it is these 2 on the top and bottom, and then this one right here. Alright, I found using 1, 2, and then this one here. So these 3 in the middle are going to be it. Now it says you can go and adjust it. I mean, I guess you can use those or those. So you can put it up way up here, or you can put it right here, which I think I'm going to put it right there, and hopefully that doesn't get me in the way of putting the cutter up here. So let's get busy with that. Put that in there, put that one in there. I'm going to leave it dangling. I mean, I should be able to fit it in there. I mean, I should be able to get like this and be able to go like this. So anyway, that's how it goes, or that's how I'm going to put mine, since it says use 3 screws. We're going to see it plays nice with the cutter in this configuration. Alright, so next is just putting the rollers on. The two that they give you, or they're exactly the same. There's no difference. So the first one we're going to put there in the back, and then this other one, it just determines how big your roll material is. All right, if you're using 10-yard material, you may want to put it a little bit closer, and that way they roll pretty easy. Okay, so the back one looks like it just stays there. This should not move forward and backward, or front to back. This one stays here, and then you should just be able to have to move the back one if you need to for the tiny rolls. You know, maybe 1-inch core or something, I don't know. Now it's just getting the cutter and putting it on. Where are those pieces? Oh, let's see what those other pieces are for, because I got stuff left over. Alright, so the instructions stop there. You know, so there's a bag of these collars that look like they have a lock nut or a lock pin. It looks like it holds something in there. You loosen it up, and you obviously slide something in here. So I'm not sure what these are for. These are not even in the instructions. There's 4 of them. So I have no idea what these are for. Now I know these are the end caps. These are the, oh wait, I have no idea. You guys, tell me what these are for. I have no idea. This obviously is to put on the rolls, I would think. And this screw right here is tightening up this little rubber piece right here. But I'm not sure where they go. Well, this is just a cable tie. I don't know if you can see that plastic piece that's right there. That's just for the cable tie to go through for the USB cable. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put this upstairs, and then we are gonna go get the vinyl cutter, take it up there, set it on top of here, and bolt it down, and finally gonna be able to, man, I'm sweating. I'm finally going to be able to leave a heavy roll, like a 50-yarder on here, because those things are pretty big, and I won't have to worry about the little tabletop roller that I have that you can't leave on there only when you cut. That's it. If you leave it on there for overnight, it's going to indent the vinyl because of the weight and the tiny little steel bearing rollers. So anyway, I'll see you up there, and we'll get to the next step. All right, so here's the roller, or here's the roller, the vinyl cutter stand. This the front roller should be stationary. It should just be set right there. Even with the back roller or the rear roller being all the way forward, there's barely, I can't even stick my finger in there, so it's probably like a 1/2 inch of space in between the rollers. So that's good enough for very small rolls. Even the 10-yard rolls, or even smaller than that. So yeah, so now I'm gonna show you the other side real quick of the stand. All right, the stand does have lock wheels, so it doesn't go anywhere. I did want to show you on this side where it has the little plastic catch right here for your zip tie, and you just run the zip tie in there, close it, and then loop it back inside here. And that's just so that this doesn't get pulled and it rips the USB and break the USB out of here. So you definitely want to use this. If you don't have this on yours, figure a way out. There are holes right here, so just get you a zip tie and go through the hole and zip tie this wire to this bracket right here. Just do whatever it takes to protect this right here, because you don't want to pull this and break this connection, or it's going to just render it useless. That's pretty much it. I think it's worth it. It's just convenience to me, and yeah, it just looks pretty cool being on a stand, and hey, it's just a stand, you know. Alright, so I found out what these are used for, and after I figured it out, it was just mind-blowing to me. So I'm gonna show you what these go to. These are some collars, and well, they're called something else, but to me they're collars, and these are just end caps that go onto the end of the actual material roll. So I had to contact GCC, and I just said, what the heck, let me contact them, because I was thinking that maybe this was to like another type of cutter, and they just give you the option in case you get a different type of cutter, or you have a take-up reel or something like that. I don't know. So I got a reply, and I had to kind of figure out the email of kind of like what they were saying. But basically, you have two options with these. So let's go over the first option, and it kind of makes sense now that I see how it's being used. So we'll go ahead and take this roll off first. Alright, so with these collars, they actually go onto the roller, and so all you have to do is just take it off and slip it on, and we'll just tighten it so it doesn't fall off for now. Actually, I think I put this backwards. Okay, and so you want to put it just like this, with the cutout on the inside and the thumb screw on the outside. That's just so you can reach it, and so it's not on the inside where your hand cannot get to it. So we're going to do the other one like that. Alright, so the purpose of this is so that, well, my thinking, they really didn't say, they just kind of gave me a cryptic way of putting this, so I kind of just figured it out. But the way I had it was correct. Alright, well, one of the options was correct. Alright, you can center this onto the rollers and make sure the collars sit on the outside, and you can just even them up. So you may have a 15-inch roll, and obviously the collars will move in a little bit, but you'll just center it up as best as you can. Once you center it up to where you want it to be, and actually we can take this tape off, and we can feed this to the front. And so once we feed it to the front, we can line it up on the markers. Okay. So once we have it fed into the cutter, now we can take our collars and push them against the roll, and we can just tighten them in place. Okay. And so now I'm going to act like the rollers, I'm going to act like the cutter is cutting. So I'm just going to pick those up, and then now your cutter will go back and forth, and you can keep the vinyl roll on the actual rollers, and the collars will just sit on the outside and keeping it straight. That's pretty much the only reason those collars are there for. So that is option number one. I'll give you a better look like that. Okay, and that's how the collars will go on the outside there, and you just use a thumb screw to screw them in so that they don't move out of the way. And there's that one just like that. Alright, so now we're going to set up for option number two. So option number two is we will loosen these collars up, and we won't tighten them just yet. So the next thing we do is we'll take our roll, and we will put the end cap on the roll, and then we will tighten, and it tightens it against the roll. So as you're tightening them, the accessory here, it actually expands and it pushes against the inside of the roll to keep it on there. So the next thing you do is you actually put the thin part of this, the end cap, and you actually put it into those grooves in the collars. So it's in those end caps there, and now it's in those end caps there. And now you can kind of move this left and right, however you see fit. So obviously with a 15-inch roll or 20-inch maybe, you'll have more to play with, but you won't lock them down. Actually, you can lock them down, but you want to kind of feed your vinyl into the cutter and kind of get it left and right to make sure the pinch rollers actually go where you want onto the to the vinyl that's sticking out on the other side. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Once you have it set, you just tighten the thumb screws down, and there you go. And so now that just rolls onto those. So now the end caps are actually holding the roll, and then the end caps are sitting on these collars, which are tied onto the actual rollers. This is pretty great. Yeah, I was like almost 10 minutes at the beginning trying to figure out, or at the end of assembling this, trying to figure out what these went to. And I almost just uploaded it and just, was gonna forget about these until I contacted GCC, and they kind of, how you get the cryptic kind of messages, but you put two and two together and you kind of figure out, oh, this is what they're talking about. So anyway, I just wanted to include that in the video before I uploaded it. And hopefully if you get a stand and you get these end caps and these collars, it most likely won't be in your instructions. Hopefully this will help you out to figure out what those go to or what they're used for. So yeah, that's that. So that's it for this one. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you can, it helps out a lot. Leave a comment down below. Do you think you like this? Do you have one? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Ding the little bell for future uploads. Share the video if you can, and hope you're having a good day printing. We'll talk to you next time, and until then, peace.